Friends, in this video for I Thought Wealth, I'm going to speak to you on the topic legacy wealth. When you see somebody who has been handed wealth down generations, the general tendency is to think, oh, what a lucky guy, he's got it all. But while it looks good from the outside, it certainly is not easy on the inside. Getting money generationally is a huge challenge, especially if you see how generational wealth has performed. I was just looking around to see where all the descendants of the super rich of the 19th century are. Most of them don't exist. At least that's the story of my city. So, it's more the entrepreneurial class that creates and preserves wealth. If the entrepreneurial class creates wealth and then leaves it behind for a rather docile following, what happens is quite saddening. Most of this wealth gradually wears down. There are different reasons for it, but what this observation makes me think is this: it is not easy to handle generational wealth. It calls for a lot of preparation. It really requires skill, temperament, and courage to do something with what you inherit. Most people lack that, and they just allow time to roll by. They just let things stand, and as time passes, they lose their assets or their wealth diminishes gradually. Those who try to do a lot too soon tend to lose that wealth faster. So, generational wealth that is coming to you as a legacy, has its fair share of problems and challenges. The first challenge which I have seen is those who inherit such wealth are very risk averse. The risk aversion in them is quite high. They just sit around doing nothing. I've seen this with people who inherited large tracts of land which are very fertile and which are under tenants. More often than not, the tenants take control of the land, and the persons who should inherit this wealth never take possession of it and never enjoy it. So they simply accept whatever they get and move on. The risk aversion is primarily due to the fear of failure. What if I'm not able to handle this? Will I be able to handle this? There is a very high degree of self-doubt in people which stops them from doing what they need to do and what is their responsibility. The next thing that I have seen in legacy wealth is that people leave the money in one place. It could be a bank deposit, or it could be just rent-bearing real estate. But wherever they leave it, they don't bother about one basic thing, and that is to beat inflation. They don't make any effort to make that money beat inflation. Forget about beating inflation. It underperforms inflation for years together. Now, this is clearly an outcome of risk aversion and the fear of failure. So they worry that what if I put this money in a better place and I lose it? They stay that way for very long durations of time, and then when they realize that they are not doing well or somebody rubs it in, most people do things tactical. So they try to make up and they take a little bit of money and try to do something too fast, too soon. Such decisions where they try to make up for lost time through tactical decisions clearly lead to failure. Often they lead to permanent loss of capital. So when you see people who get into stock market in the bull markets by liquidating other assets like fixed deposits or real estate, you know what happens, right? This is typically what happens when legacy wealth idles for long periods of time and then makes tactical efforts which are desperate, it leads to real loss, and this loss is mostly a loss which is terminal in nature. They never recover the money. And then we come to the fact that most of legacy wealth loses the battle against inflation, and this is clearly due to the way they do their asset allocation. If the grandfather left the assets in a certain way, it remains that way for generations because the people who succeed him are very, very averse to make any decision, and they just laze around enjoying the fruits without bothering about the value of the assets. The problem with having plenty is that you don't think whether you are actually preserving the plenty, and this is typical of legacy wealth, and that is how legacy wealth loses the battle against inflation. The last and final thing which I think is the biggest failure of legacy wealth is the failure to strategize. If you follow a strategy which is created to preserve your wealth and grow it, the chances are that you will preserve your wealth in difficult times and then gradually move towards growth when the fortunes turn in your favor. Most people who fail to strategize do the opposite. So, the only way for legacy wealth to meet or beat inflation is to strategize, and this is an area where legacy wealth can do a lot better. While it looks very nice from the outside, handling legacy wealth is never easy. It is very challenging. It requires a lot of strategy. It requires avoidance of desperate tactics. It requires discipline. It requires one to overcome the fear of loss, and it requires one to manage his risk aversion. All these things should be built in that person, and if it is not built in that person who inherits a legacy, the entire onus of building it is on that person. That is where professionals play a part. Either you can become prepared to handle your legacy on your own, or you can seek professional help. But sitting around doing nothing is only going to make your wealth less and less over time. If you have been blessed with legacy wealth, it is your responsibility to do better with it. If you like this video, do share it with your friends who you think will like to see these thoughts and debate this with you, and do stay the course with iThought Wealth. Thank you.